The season premiere of Monday Night Raw. Let's talk about it.
Seth freaking Rollins, and this is Bretto live on YouTube.
What is going on, guys? Bretto live back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about the season premiere of Monday Night Raw. Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Dude, Bret Hart was on this show, man. Right when I heard Bret Hart's music, that's when I knew that this episode of Raw needed its own video. Normally I talk about Raw and SmackDown in the same video at the end of the week on Saturday morning, that being the week in review setup. But we're putting that on hold this week. We're going to talk about Raw. We're going to talk about SmackDown in a separate video dropping this Saturday morning. But without further ado, let's enjoy this season premiere action figure setup review. Opening up the show with a huge tag team street fight tornado tag match. This was absolute chaos, and I feel like this was the culmination of the rivalry between the Wyatt Six and American Made. This rivalry's been great ever since we saw that blood on the side of the head of Chad Gable during the Wyatt Six debut. I never thought it would lead to this. This was absolute chaos. Nikki Cross looked like an absolute menace in this match. She looked so scary, bro. I felt bad for freaking Ivy Nile, the girl that had to go up against her in this match. Man, she was like wailing her over her freaking head with a garbage can. We saw Eric Rowan tear off one of the barricade pieces and use it as like a freaking Captain America shield. That was insane. Luke Gacy and Dexter Lumis are amazing. American Made is amazing. The end of this match was crazy. The Wyatt Six was closing in on the victory. So Uncle Howdy's like, who was watching from ringside the entire time in Bray Wyatt's rocking chair, he got up from his seat and he hit one final Sister Abigail to close out the victory. Dexter Lumis off the top rope would get the pinfall for all of Wyatt Six to pick up the victory, and Wyatt Six end this rivalry with a big W. Where does the Wyatt Six go from here? I personally don't know. If anybody has any ideas, please let me know in the comment section down below. Could it be tag team gold? I don't know, but man, the Wyatt Six is menacing, dude. Finn Balor on this episode of Raw absolutely cooked. He cut a promo here near the beginning of the show, which, by the way, commercial-free first hour of Monday Night Raw. That was freaking a treat. Anyways, Finn Balor cuts a promo calling out Damian Priest and challenging Damian Priest to a match at Bad Blood. Of course, Damian Priest is going to accept, but you already know, this was just a big freaking plan by Finn Balor to just have the Judgment Day come out and just do a full-on beatdown on Damian Priest, and it was. Rhea Ripley came down to try to help out Damian Priest, but she's still injured with that crutch. I mean, she's healing fast, but man, you can still tell that Rhea's just not the same. She came out with the crutch, and Liv Morgan, she just started beating down on Rhea. I loved the part where Damian Priest got over the body of Rhea Ripley and was sort of like a shield from the kendo stick shots from Liv Morgan, because Damian Priest was absorbing all of them as he was covering Rhea. But man, this was just a full-on assault from all of the Judgment Day. And then, dude, Jey Uso had to run down. Near the end of this beatdown, Jey Uso ran down with a steel chair and scared away all of the Judgment Day. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. A little callback from last week in the tag match that he teamed with Damian in. So I thought that was pretty cool. Helping out his mommy, Rhea Ripley, even though he had to fight in the main event. Bro still came out here and helped out the Terror Twins, which I thought was really good. They were taken to a local medical facility, and I still have yet to hear anything about them. But yeah, man, this new Judgment Day is absolutely tearing it up. All I'm going to say is easy W. The Women's Tag Team Championships were on the line tonight, where Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill had to defend their titles up against Alba Fire and Isla Dunn Unholy Union. As you guys heard last week, I wasn't fond of Unholy Union getting this #1 contender title shot because I knew they were going to lose. They took a huge L here. Jade and Bianca hit that double team DDT suplex that they do, which is such a freaking cool move. They hit that, they retain their titles, and then later backstage they get approached by Damage Control, Kairi Sane, and Io Sky. They're definitely next in line for those women's tag team titles, and hopefully Damage Control can pick it up, maybe with a return from Asuka or a Jade Cargill heel turn on Bianca. That would be freaking awesome. I like the way the women's tag division is heading. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, Damage Control, freaking Jade and Bianca, they really turned it up to a whole nother level here. We saw the return of Bret the Hitman Hart in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. He got introduced by Wade Barrett, and they're calling him Tess, Joe Tessitore. I like that nickname for him, Tess. It sort of shortens his name. So we got Tess and freaking Wade Barrett. They are killing it, by the way. Tess is doing a great job, man. They introduced Bret Hart. Bret Hart comes out and then gets interrupted during his celebration in his freaking hometown by Gunther. Gunther comes out and disrespects Bret Hart, telling him he was his second favorite childhood wrestler. His first was Bill Goldberg. And then Sami Zayn could not stand this disrespect. Sami Zayn came out, and I love the jersey that Sami Zayn was wearing. Of course, those hockey players that had lost their lives due to a driving incident. So I'm really happy that Sami Zayn was able to wear that jersey. They paid homage to these hockey players as well, which was just super awesome. RIP. Thoughts and prayers go out to their family. It was freaking terrible what had happened. But anyways, Sami Zayn would attack Gunther because he was sick and tired of the words that he was spewing at Bret Hart, and Gunther would yet again say no to the match for the World Heavyweight Championship up against Sami Zayn. I guarantee Sami gets that match eventually. I thought Bret Hart was gonna confirm it. I thought Bret Hart was gonna be like, no, Gunther, I talked to Pierce, you have to fight in this match at Bad Blood against Sami Zayn. He's the only one to pin you in the past year. Bro, it would have been perfect. But no, yeah, Bret Hart didn't really do much. But Sami Zayn got his hands on Gunther again. Braun Breaker was having interactions with all of his different possible opponents in the Fatal 4-Way, including Braun Strowman, Ilya Dragunov, Jey Uso, and Pete Dunne. He almost called him Butch, but he called him Pete. After his little interaction with Braun Breaker, Pete Dunne would be attacked by Sheamus, who was absolutely pissed off. He would attack Pete Dunne with the same shillelagh that Pete destroyed Sheamus with. It was a couple weeks back, I feel like. But yeah, Sheamus almost got his hands on Dunne with that shillelagh, but Pete Dunne was able to escape out of there. And WWE officials held back Sheamus. This was pretty cool, intensifying their little rivalry. Pete Dunne's got a lot of freaking people after his throat, man. Braun Breaker, Trick Williams, Sheamus. Oh my gosh, bro. Judgment Day continued to wreak havoc on this episode of Raw. It was Dominic Mysterio going one-on-one with, yep, you could see him down there, Dragon Lee. We had all of LWO on ringside and all of Judgment Day on ringside. As you would expect, the Judgment Day and LWO get into it. They kind of get escorted out of ringside, distracting the referee, allowing for Liv Morgan to literally take out Dragon Lee while the ref's back was turned in the ring, and that allowed for Dominic Mysterio to hit his little frog splash off the top rope, hit a little wink towards Liv Morgan as he does it, and he beat Dragon Lee. Judgment Day is just rolling on this episode of Raw. Big W here over LWO's Dragon Lee for Dominic Mysterio. Selena Vega and Lyra Valkyria needed a tag team partner to go up against the PFC to make it a 6-woman tag team match. Of course, PFC consisting of Sonya, Shayna, and Zoe, and they got Calgary, Alberta's own Natalia. I wasn't expecting this. Natalia was the third member of the group. She came out and they absolutely wreaked havoc. They tore apart the PFC, even basically tapping all of them out at the end of the match. They locked in basically all sharpshooters and they were able to take out PFC, take the W with some help from Natalia. They looked good. It was a pretty cool little homecoming for Natalia. She tore it up, helped out Selena Vega and Lyra Valkyria. Pretty cool. Drew McIntyre was celebrating, but his celebration would meet a crashing halt after he got interrupted by Adam Pearce. But before that happened, Drew McIntyre, of course, mentioning CM Punk. I love Drew's promos, by the way. Bro is so funny. He thinks he's done with CM Punk. He is absolutely not. Drew McIntyre gets in the face of Wade Barrett, his long life friend. He's known him for the past 20 years. Drew McIntyre gets in the face of Wade Barrett saying, why did you break that up last week between me and CM Punk? Why did you try to break this up? And then before Drew could possibly put his hands on Wade, it was getting pretty tense over there. Adam Pearce would interrupt. Adam Pearce would say he talked to CM Punk later in the day, and he has got Punk and Drew a match at Bad Blood, but not just a regular match. It's a match in hell, in a cell. It is going to be awesome. I cannot wait. I've been calling this for weeks. I've been calling it for weeks. If you guys are an avid viewer of the Week in Review setup, you guys would know I've been calling this for weeks, and I cannot wait. This is going to be the final culmination of this rivalry between Punk and Drew. And who comes out on top? That is a big mystery to me, because Punk won the strap match. Like, who comes out on top here? They're 1-1. Remember, the special guest referee was Seth. Then you had the strap match, so they're 1-1. Who comes out on top? I feel like it has to be Punk, but man, I'm excited for this. Drew was obviously heated that he's not done with Punk. He thought he was done with Punk. Drew thought he'd put him on the shelf for good, but he was damn wrong. Rey Mysterio had a match with Finn Balor, and this was a match I was actually really looking forward to, and I really wanted a winner here, but we didn't see a winner. First of all, LWO and Judgment Day were barred from ringside after what happened earlier in the show with Dominic and Dragon Lee's match, so they were all barred from ringside, so it was just Ray and Finn, but Finn didn't give a damn. He was like, you know what, I don't care about this match. He threw it out the window. He locked in this really excruciating submission hold on the leg of Rey Mysterio, and he wouldn't break it till the count of 5, so the referee had to disqualify Finn Balor. Finn Balor didn't care. He assaulted Rey Mysterio. He dropkicked him into the freaking LED board, and Finn Balor was like, I don't care. Later would cut a promo with the Judgment Day backstage saying, the Judgment Day's not messing around anymore. We're going to tear apart everybody. This could be you. And I'm like, dang, Judgment Day is terrorizing Monday Night Raw. Finn Balor basically got disqualified here, lost to Rey Mysterio, if you want to look at it technically there. But man, it didn't really feel like a loss. It really didn't. Rey Mysterio took a big L here, in my opinion. Possibly injured. And our main event of the show, it was the fatal 4-way match to determine the #1 contender for the Intercontinental Champion, that being Braun Breaker. Most likely this match is going to be happening at Bad Blood. This match was hype, dude. Ilya Dragunov, Jey Uso, Pete Dunne, and Braun Strowman. First, we got to talk about Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman would be taken out so unexpectedly. I didn't know Bronson Reed was medically cleared, but Bronson Reed randomly jumps off the barricade as Braun Strowman's just turning around, and then he freaking tsunamis him through the announce desk. Caught me insanely off guard. I'm like, okay, there goes Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman's out of the equation. He ain't coming back. So Bronson Reed doesn't go after anybody else, I might add. He only targets Braun because Braun stole his spot. Match was awesome. Ilya Dragunov was looking good. They had me thinking Pete Dunne was going to win the match after Jey hit a spear, but it didn't happen. In the end, we saw Jey Uso pick up the victory, and he is the #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship. After the match, Braun Breaker would come into the ring. I hit a spear. I like that. I'm glad he just didn't hit another spear on Jey while his back is turned. No, Braun's the champ. He's got his head held high. He confronts Jey and just says, hey, I'm the champ. Let's do it. Let's fight. I'm ready. Ooh, 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 ooh. Great way to end the show. Jey Uso, dude, Jey needs to win. Jey needs to win, man. I know it's probably going to be Braun Breaker because Jey needs to be in War Games in the Bloodline Civil War. But, bro, this needs to be Jey. Yeet. That was the season premiere of Monday Night Raw in a nutshell, in a WWE action figure setup. Once again, SmackDown, I'm going to be going over it. The first SmackDown on USA coming up this Friday. We're going to be talking about it on Saturday morning, so stay tuned for that video. This has been the season premiere of Monday Night Raw, action figure setup style. Ranking the show out of 10 this week, I'm going to give this show a solid 7 out of 10. I thought it was a pretty solid show, not a 10 out of 10 show, absolutely not, but there were some good announcements with Hell in a Cell, stuff like that. My favorite match was easily the Wyatt 6 versus American Made. That match absolutely smacked. My favorite moment was easily Drew McIntyre, Adam Pearce announcing Hell in a Cell. That is going to be awesome. I cannot wait for it. But yeah, that was the season premiere of Raw. Really, you guys enjoyed my action figure setup review on it, and I will see you guys next time. Bretto Live is signing out.